Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Today let's talk about new features that everyone wants to see in game, but they are not here just yet. Let me show you my top 17 choices. I hope you will enjoy. Hey everyone, so I finally managed to finish this video. I have so many on queue, but it was about time to bring some new features that everyone seems to want in game, but they haven't been released so far. Anyway, I have spent the last months looking at Reddit and Bethesda's forums, and I have gathered a lot of features that people seem to want. I have also made a recent poll to let you guys vote to understand what you would like to see the most. Thank you, by the way, for voting. And I came up with 17 points. I know there are many others. Feel free to leave a comment below if you feel like I missed something really big, and I will try my best to answer. So let's get into it, no more delays, and I hope you will enjoy as usual. Here's my 17 top features that I think everyone wants to see in Fallout 76 as soon as possible, or in this case during 2020. Let's do this. So let's start with a feature that I've seen a lot over Reddit. There are dozens of posts requesting Bethesda to add mannequins to Fallout 76 as display cases for all sorts of armor pieces, clothing, outfits, hats, and even masks. That's a really great idea, and I'm not sure why Bethesda hasn't added this concept to the game yet, since they have about every armor skin and costume in the Atomic Shop placed on a grey human model. Actually, data miners usually get these pictures from the game files, so I feel like it would be quite simple for them to add mannequins as display cases, but maybe I am wrong. Furthermore, there are random encounters and places that show dressed mannequins they are wearing clothes, so replacing these clothes with items we can use would make perfect sense, at least in my opinion. After all, the mannequins basically have a character's body, so the overlapping and bugs would probably be minimal. Again, I really don't know why isn't this feature in-game already after 1 year, but hey, maybe we will get to see it with Wastelanders. Well, we have a fine weather system with some diversity. We have a blue sky with sunshine, we have a cloudy sky, even rainfall, and misty days. Sure, we also have red storms as part of the Fallout franchise, but what about seasons? I mean, in some parts of the map it feels like it's always autumn with yellow, orange, and red leaves on the floor and different color trees. Then we have the mire, where it's more like it's always spring, lots of colors and vegetation with strong sun rays coming from the trees. It's a bit confusing and realistic when you are traveling from region to region. Now, where's the snow, strong winds, or even sandstorms? We have ash falling in game already. It would be pretty easy for them to add snow if they wanted to, I think. At least we just got seasonal trees, which should add some seasonal change feeling to your camp. Well, at least. Another change that some players would like to see is about nights. Some claim it is too bright right now. I honestly think it's fine. The night view changes depending on the map region you are. For example, in the forest it is quite bright and you can see the stars. But when you go to the mire it gets much darker and you can see the stars anymore. It's pretty much the same in the ash heap. The sky is dark gray with no stars. I guess they could make nights a little bit darker, but I think adding seasons to the game would create way more immersion. Storage space has been a topic of discussion since I can remember. Bethesda did increase the initial storage size from 600 to 800 back in February 2019. It has been over a year now, and it's about time that we get a slight boost. However, I'm not certain Bethesda will do this, because if you get Fallout first, you will hardly have any storage problems anymore. You can store unlimited junk in your scrap box, and that will make lots of extra room in your normal storage. I haven't had stash issues since I became a Fallout First member, so I do understand that no member players would like to have more storage, but since this option already exists in-game, yes I know, it's a paid one, still it exists, and in a corporate's mind it might be a barrier or even an incentive to leave a free feature as it is right now, just to kind of force people into paying more to get the better version of that feature. It's just business logic. I would like more storage space, as most of you. I'm just trying to explain why it might not happen anytime soon. Public event rollouts is a feature that was long announced by Bethesda during 2019, and it is a highly anticipated one for several reasons. First, because it gives everyone a chance to get better loot, and secondly, because it will somewhat normalize rewards for event participants. Even if you miss legendary monsters during the event, you can still get loot. It happens every now and then. You might get bugged and your weapon on fire, or you have to reload 2 times before you can fire, or you might just encounter griefers who will one-hit every legendary mob that spawns. So with the public event rollouts, everyone will get better rewards from public events, regardless of what might happen during each event. It sounds like a really great system with benefits for every player out there. So bring it on, it will certainly come out at some point during this year. The Legendary Player system has also been announced a while ago, and it's supposed to go live soon, or at least Bethesda said it would come out during the first quarter of this year. I am expecting a delay. It probably will go live after the Wastelanders release. Anyway, it's about time to give some use to hundreds of levels and perk card points that veteran players have in their profiles. I am only level 300 and I don't know what to do with my perk points anymore, and I have changed my build quite a lot over the past months or the past year. It would be really refreshing to see new and meaningful perks being added to the game in general. Also, it would be a pleasant feeling to see your high level being rewarded with new and exclusive perks for characters above level 50. Well, it is no surprise that people are starting to organize parties and hangouts at their camps. We just don't have much to do anymore at this point, and that's really a shame. Text chat is another feature that players want since the release of Fallout 76. Just search for the keyword on Reddit and you will find dozens of posts requesting for it. I can totally understand why. I mean, voice chat is great to have in any multiplayer game, but not everyone has a microphone or wants to speak at all times. What about when you're sick or you simply don't want to wake up someone in the house? Whatever the reason, if you can't speak, then you are in total silence. There is no other way to communicate in-game. Well, you have the emote system, but that's a very limited type of communication. There is also a Nexus mod that adds text chat to the game, but not a lot of people seem to use it. Therefore, we need this feature to become official, then communicating with other players will become less of a problem. Until then, we have to work with what we have. Another promised feature that still didn't go live is the PERK loadouts. Bethesda said it was coming early this year, but so far, nothing. I must confess that it is really annoying to switch perks every time I change my weapons. I am using a strength build that allows me to use 4 different weapon types, plus the charisma perks for solo and team. Sometimes I even forget to change perks and then wonder why I am doing no damage at all. It is rather frustrating, but there is no quick way to do this, well, officially at least. There is a popular Nexus mod that allows you to create perk loadouts and then do quick changes, but it doesn't always work, plus you need to disable it when you want to play Nuclear Winter. However, we already have a mod that provides this new feature, so I'm not sure why is Bethesda taking off a year to implement it or make it official. It seems like we are doomed to wait, just wait and wait a little bit more. This one is probably vertical to everyone who still plays Fallout 76 until date. We want more build diversity and gear balance. no matter how different you wish to be, the game somewhat pushes you into a very few specific builds, the top one being bloodied and wielding builds. I used to run with Vanguard armor and use explosive weapons, but eventually I just gave up and joined the trend. The damage difference is abysmal, and there is no denial that bloodied explosive weapons are the strongest in game right now. So yeah, it would be nice to have solid alternatives, other legendary effects that allowed you to do similar damage, or gave you strong enough advantages able to compete with what bloodied offers you. I know there is anti-armor and junky weapons, for example, but they don't come anywhere close to what bloodied can do. Right now, you don't have an alternative if you want to go for the most damage, and that's really a pity. I am starting to believe that public test servers will never go live. I've heard about it for over a year now, and so far we don't even have a date. Bethesda has recently released a private test server dedicated to the upcoming Wastelanders DLC, and that is clear progress. Hundreds of players have been invited so far, some of the most active, and together they have been providing feedback on the new content. Will these PTS be used for further testing once the Wastelanders goes live? Maybe. I do believe so, actually. Instead of a public test server, we will probably have a private one. Hopefully it will be enough to avoid future patches that destroy entire systems, like it happened with patch 11 and most recently with patch 16. Either way, a private test server is way better than no testing at all, so keep fingers crossed that they don't take it away. It is a known fact that we are all tired of the same old events. After doing Iranian Fever and Scorched Earth hundreds of times, you start to crave for something new, and that's completely normal. That's also surely why seasonal events get mass populated when they go live. Everyone wants to join the new experience, and that's great. In 2019, we had the Fashion Parade in March, which sadly has been delayed this year. We also had Meat Week more than once, where players had to perform a series of tasks for the Great Meat Cook. Then we had Mischief Night, a new event for Halloween with lots of tasks and new costumes to collect. And finally, the year ended with a special event for Christmas, which basically turned some Scorched into special gift carriers. You had to find them, kill them, and then loot their holiday gifts. It was a new experience for everyone, and it worked really well in my opinion. So now we are waiting for the next new little adventure. Whatever it is that Bethesda is planning to release next, I am sure the community will receive it with arms wide open. Everyone wants to get some new places to explore during their adventures. I know that Wastelanders is bringing dozens of new and reworked places to explore, but will it be enough? For the time being, maybe, but there is so much potential with the current map. All the edges are empty and ready to be populated. So I am hoping that in the future we will get a map expansion and brand new locations to visit and explore. For now, we should focus on all the surprises that are coming with the Wastelanders DLC. I am confident there will be plenty to discover. After all, Bethesda said this DLC is a lot about rediscovering old places, since some of them will drastically change. I just hope it will be as described. Oh, mamma mia, mod support? It's one of these things I will only believe when I see it. Bethesda said there would be mod support for Fallout 76 even before the game was released, but as you know, we have no mod support whatsoever until now. No date, no news in the recent events, nothing at all. It could come next week or next year for all we know. It's a shame because at Nexus Mods there are dozens of mods, some of them with thousands of downloads. It's like Bethesda doesn't want to have an easier life by allowing modders to bring more players into the game. Heck, to actually fix most of the bugs and issues we have right now. I really don't know what are they waiting for. But hopefully, we will get to see mod support as a feature in 2020. Just hopefully. Fallout 76 wouldn't be the same without all its glorious bugs, glitches and exploits that persist and emerge almost every single day. I know that, but we really need more patches to address the endless issues that are currently live. There are major bugs from the release days still going on, and not all of them are just display bugs. We also have gameplay bugs like the melee weapons not registering the hits, or fast traveling not working, or even now you need to reload 2 or 3 times for the reload to actually work. I could make a video just about bugs, they are way too many sadly. However, the one that seems to be the most impactful these days is the Scorched Earth event. There are like 10 different bugs there that could happen, such as the queen not dropping any loot, or the event not giving you rewards, or losing your stable flux rewards when you die. Yes, it will just vanish, it won't be in your loot bag when you die. So yeah, I think it's safe to say we want and need more fix patches. We have 3 stars legendaries in games since the release days, and that would be totally fine if we didn't have so much cheating going on that made most endgame gear you can find into duplicated items. Yep, most endgame gear has been duplicated in one way or the other, in case you don't know. There are even third-party businesses who sell such items for hundreds of dollars and euros. It is also known that hackers can create new items with 4 and 5 stars, as seen in the past. One way to force all these duped items to become useless would be to introduce a superior legendary tier with 4 or even 5 stars. That would also give players a new goal to play and farm for their new armor set and weapons. I think another tier in the legendary system would be really beneficial for Fallout 76 in many different ways. What do you guys think? Do you ever feel like you own your current gear for way too long? I surely feel that way. I can't remember the last time I upgraded my gear. Oh wait, it was when Vault 94 came out. I crafted a full set of the Strangler Heart power armor and I have been using it ever since. But that was a long time ago, over 6 months. We surely need new updates with fresh gear to farm every now and then. At least the Wastelanders DLC should bring plenty of new items to farm for. We know of at least 7 new weapons and a new power armor set, so that's a great start. Anyway, for the time being, you can always try to collect the rarest outfits out there, but there's only so much you can do when you already have everything you want in terms of gear. In the end, it doesn't surprise me anymore when I randomly find in-game parties and people role-playing or even griefing others just because they are bored and got nothing else to do. Fallout 76 has a strong building community, and even those who don't build a lot seem to want an increase for the camp budget. Well, the truth is, we have way too many camp items at this point. Every week Bethesda adds new entries to the Atomic Shop, and most of them are camp items. Now, the camp budget has remained pretty much the same since the release days, so you do the math. No matter how much strategy and organization you put into your planning, you just can't add all of these items anymore. It just won't fit, and that's quite disappointing. Smaller bases are now the trend because basic walls, foundations, and even roofs take a lot of budget. Moving on, Bethesda has already acknowledged the issue and they said there will be a camp budget increase very soon. They announced this little surprise during PAX East 2020, but there are no details about when the change will go live. I am hoping it will come with the Wastelanders DLC in April, but if it comes sooner, well, the better for everyone. I think most of you will agree with me that even the slightest increase is welcome at this point. I am sure you were very curious about my #1 feature, right? Well, I think the majority of the Fallout 76 community will agree with me on this one. We really need new endgame bosses to fight. It's extremely boring to farm the Scorched Beast Queen at this point. I have done it hundreds, if not over 1,000 times by now, and all the ongoing bugs can really ruin the entire experience. I really enjoyed the encrypted edition back in the days with the imposter sheepsquatch. It is quite a challenge. It requires coordination and some communication as well to work with the pylons and take the boss down. But the rewards are so little and the costs quite high. I mean, 2k caps to start an event, really? Just to get a legendary item and maybe some rare costume? I mean, okay. So yeah, we know that Wastelanders is going to introduce some new events and new enemies are also coming, like the floaters and the Wendigo Colossus. I hope at least one of the events will feature a new endgame boss, like the Queen or the Sheepsquatch. It's fun to fight as a group, it's fun to face a tough battle. We just need new opportunities to shine bright and enjoy the game, as it's supposed to be. Please give us new endgame bosses to fight. So, what new features would you like to see in Fallout 76 during 2020? I surely did my best here trying to gather as many community opinions as possible, and then of course I have organized or ordered them considering my own criteria or opinion. I think I did a pretty good job, but maybe I didn't. It's okay if you think I didn't. You can let me know as well. I usually take criticism as a good thing. I'm always up for improvement. And well, Wastelanders is coming in less than a month, so I'm expecting a lot of new content and features. Maybe some of these I have mentioned here will be there. Well, certainly at least new places to explore and new weapons, so these will be there for sure, but others that we have no news for a while maybe will be there as well. I don't know, we will have to wait a little bit more to see. Thank you for watching until this point and for all your support. And if you just got here, then feel free to subscribe to help me grow. I also have a Patreon page if you'd like to support me even further. Becoming a member here in the channel is also an option, so go ahead and check it out. I will see you guys very soon in the next video. As usual, take care, adeus, bye bye!